affairs.
Right, but you're advocating for the empowerment of the U.S. government to take over the entire health care system. This just optically looks like the party can't run its own caucus.
Margaret, that's not a true statement. I'm not advocating for the United States government to take over the health care system. What I am advocating for is an expansion of Medicare. Medicare exists.
Right.
I want to expand it over a 4-year period.
Which would be administered by the U.S. government. And
Precisely, just as Medicare is right now. But it's not a takeover. People will still go to the same doctor. They'll go to the same hospital. We will substantially lower the cost of prescription drugs. The cost per person will go down.
Right,
People will be paying less for healthcare. But it's not a takeover.
The nub of the criticism, though, is that this is a question of competency. And straight out of the gate, how do you reassure the public that the party whose ticket you are running on can do this and do this successfully in the states ahead? Nevada is already saying when it comes to their caucuses, they're short of volunteers. Our campaign reporter says they're short 1,000 caucus chairs, and they might have to even hold 2 caucuses at once. This doesn't look efficient.
Well, all right, that may well be the case, but let's get back to the United States government. I'm not the chair of the Nevada Democratic Party.
You told my colleague Nora O'Donnell recently on CBS that you couldn't put a price tag on your health care plan and your proposals. But I want to ask you for some clarity here, because back in July you told the Washington Post Medicare for all would cost between $30 to $40 trillion over 10 years. Do you still trust those numbers and those estimates?
Sure. All that I said, the answer is yes. But all that I said is anybody who tells you what anything is going to cost in health care, it's not telling you the truth. There is so much. It's so big. If we do nothing,
so it's not
the health
30
and
to 40
services
trillion
over a 10-year period.
Okay.
Sure. I mean, the problem is we are already spending about 50% of health care dollars already come from the federal government. We got to add the other 50%. But here's the main point that people should appreciate. If we do nothing, according to Health and Human Services, we're going to be spending $50 trillion. We spend twice as much per capita on health care as do the people of Canada or Europe. So, of course, we can provide health care to all people spending less than we are doing now, because we're going to end the $100 billion in profiteering that goes to the drug companies, that goes to the insurance companies, and the hundreds of billions of dollars in administration of thousands of separate plans, an enormously complicated and wasteful system.